Hey, how y'all doing? Hopping on real quick. I really want to make this video because later on I'm going to be talking business. And so I want to hop on right now and talk about this video that I ran across where this dude was talking about being married. He is a divorce attorney. He's a divorce attorney talking about marriage and soulmates. And he made such a great point about soulmates and marriage. So I just want to hop on here and talk about a little bit about finding your soulmate and being married and how, hey, why'd you sigh? Oh, girl, I don't even know. Probably because we about to talk about soulmates and marriage. We are about to talk about soulmates and marriage. So, Cassandra, come on in. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Carolyn. Who else we got? Lavish. Hey, Lavish. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, Carolyn. We about to talk about soulmates. Hey, that guy. Soulmates and marriage. Soulmates and marriage. And see, y'all, I talk about soulmates, but I don't talk about soulmates in the way that a lot of other people talk about soulmates. Because I've never believed that there's only one person for you. I've never believed that. Mainly because I have loved some amazing men in my life that were perfect for me at that moment in time. And they were not men that I thought that I was going to be with for my entire life. But for that moment in time, they were my soulmate. So y'all are never going to hear me tell people that there's only one person that you should be with for the rest of your life. You will never hear me say that, because I think that there are people that you are meant to be with right now. But this attorney, this divorce attorney, and I tagged his video on my main page, he said, number one, that divorce attorneys ought to pay whoever came up with the term soulmate. They need to just pay them. Hey, Kiyomi, I hope I said that right. He said that divorce attorney need to pay them some money, because that notion has pretty much ruined marriage. That notion of having a soulmate has pretty much ruined marriage. He said he hated to be 95 still thinking about his lower. Oh, girl, I love that video. It's so much to it. But I'm going to hit that part too, talking about being that old and still thinking with your eggplant. Oh my God, that was such a good point. But this point about these soulmates, his point was when marriage was invented, when marriage became a thing, okay? Our average life was 40. 40. Our average lifespan was 40. And that was if you... Cassandra, I hate Verizon. Someone cut a line. Am I glitching? Y'all tell me if I'm glitching, because it might be me. Am I glitching or am I behind? Y'all tell me if I'm glitching, because TikTok be tripping. Okay, I just want to make sure. So he said that our average lifespan was 40 when the idea of marriage was invented, and that is why people got married at like 17, 18, 19. That's why men prefer women in their 20s. That's why. Because you were only going to live to 40 anyway. Okay? And women died in childbirth because we did not have modern technology. Okay? We did not have modern technology. So a lot of women died in childbirth. And so you had to have this concept where you got married young, had children quickly, and then possibly had to remarry somebody else because you were only going to live until you were 40. Y'all. And then we take these modern day concepts, of marriage and try to make it work with these antiquated systems. But we don't have these hard conversations that, hey, marriage was really only designed to last maybe 20 years. Maybe. That's if you were lucky. But it definitely was not meant to last 50, 60, 70 years if you lived that long. You know what I'm saying? Like marriage was not designed for people to be together that long. So here's the thing. How do we take a concept that was only meant for 20 years and bring it into modern day society? How do we take a concept where you may have had 3 or 4 options? If you were fucking lucky, you had 3 or 4 options to choose from to be married to, and bring it into a society where you got it on your phone, where you literally have thousands and thousands of people to choose from. Back in the day, This whole sexual liberation only exists because of modern technology. Back in the day, you didn't have all of these people to do the nasty with. You just literally did not have access to this many people. So how do you take this institution that was designed for people that died, corpses at 40? Like, how do you take this institution and then bring it into modern day society? How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? How do you have these hard conversations? How do you have hard conversations about this? We don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally do not have the conversation. What if, wasn't it your dad married you off back then based on, listen, marriage has always been about a combination of resources. Marriage has always been about, marriage is business, people. Marriage is a legally binding contract, okay? The marriage, like, if we're talking a marriage license, are we talking a marriage license? Or are we talking a marriage? Which part are we talking? Are we talking about that thing that we do for love? Or are we talking about that thing that we do for resources? You see what I'm saying? Marriage was designed for a combination of resources. And then you died when you were 40. You see what I'm saying? So what are we talking about? What are we really talking about? Related to honey. And let me tell you something. I just went recently to my family reunion, and I found out that my great grandfather married his cousin, and then some of my other cousins married some other cousins, and we not from Appalachia. Let me tell you that. And so, but you didn't have access to a lot of people. You just didn't have access to a lot of people. So you had to marry the people that were available. And sometimes that person that was available, if you were in a small town, were people that you were related to. Hey, Tandra, am I married? I'm not married now. I'm divorced. Why? How is that relevant to this conversation, though? Ancestry blowing people up. Honey, yes, it is. Yes, it is. But we did not have access to this number of people. So how do you bring such an antiquated model to modern technology? And now we don't have to combine resources. We no longer need to combine resources. Just generally speaking, that's fine. Just generally speaking, people have the ability to live. Now, living is relative, and living is in air quotes. And what I consider comfortable, other people are not going to consider comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Poverty, living at poverty, living in middle class, living, upper class, rich. Generally speaking, people are able to go out into the world and make enough money to feed and clothe themselves. Now, you might be in poverty, but you can do it. So we don't necessarily have to combine resources anymore. Now, if you want to lift yourself out of poverty, for most people, there are two ways to do it: marriage and education. Those are the two ways: marriage and education. So marriage has always been about combining resources. It's never been about like finding love, finding your soulmate. That's never what it's been about. And the idea of monogamy, y'all know that, would you like to remarry one day? I'll probably get married one day because, again, it's about combining resources. And listen, I'm a woman, so I don't worry about dying alone. I got friends and family that are very active in my life. So that part of it, I'm not even concerned about. Since marriage is off the table, since marriage is off the table, is off the table. I'm not sure what that means. So, y'all, my son in here. Where you finna go? Okay, that's fine. He said he's going outside to ride his bike. Thank God he wants to go outside and play. But my point is, how do you bring a institution that literally was designed for basically something that does not exist? How do we bring it into modern technology? How do we have conversations about how to be married? And if you put all of this in context, if you take it and put it all in context, then you understand why we have the conversations about, as Cassandra was saying, what do you bring to the table? If you take it and put it in context and add all of the details that are supposed to go along with it, then since marriage isn't an option, it's education. It depends on how you look at education. It depends on what you mean by education. Because too many times we view education as going to college. And at this point, we know that college is a farce. We know that college is a farce because there are plumbers that got a trade that make more money than some people that have. There are plumbers that make as much money as doctors. There are electricians that make as much money as doctors. There are mechanics that make as much money as doctors. There are mechanic shops that make as much money as a doctor's office. So I think at this point we know that education and college, that goes back to capitalism. And see, that makes me want to talk about how all of this is intertwined. I have no degree and I made six figures. Yes. Somebody else said I have $100K in student loans and it was a waste of my time. Anybody that went into education and got a student loan to pay for it and then became a teacher, they're poor. They're poor. They can't afford to pay back their student loans. So how do we bring this institution, and we have these hard conversations about hypergamy was always a thing. They just tried to rename it as a gold digger. Listen, let me tell you something. That is a modern day concept. If y'all think that back in the day, women didn't come with their own resources, you are out of your mind. Like, that is a modern day thing that women just came into a marriage with nothing. I literally said the marriage was about a combination of resources. So that means that women came with resources, men came with resources. And combining the two is how the families became more powerful. So hypergamy, like this notion that women are just going to marry up. Who the hell did y'all think queens married? Like queens, motherfucking queens? You think queens came in and was just like, I don't have nothing? That came with whole goddamn kingdoms. Like, what? This is why I say y'all cannot listen to these conversations that are happening on the internet without taking it to the real world. They had to have a dowry. That's right. Like, y'all have to put all of these conversations into context. You know what I'm saying? Women have always come into marriages with resources. Women in particular, come on, y'all. Come on. Y'all have to separate these internet conversations for clicks and likes and views from what happens in the real world. Most women have worked throughout history. Most women have worked. There has not been a time where women literally just sat at home. And I'm not saying, like, I'm talking all women generally. There's been a very small group of women that had the luxury of sitting at home. But baby, that was a small percentage of the population. Women have had to work. They may not have worked outside the home, like went to a factory. But baby, if you don't think that they were at home cooking, cleaning, canning, taking care of that home, that shit is work. Their job was to take care of the homestead. Home fucking stead. Back in the day, it was a homestead. That means that they were out in the fucking fields. They were tending to animals. Like, what? And a lot of times women came in with their own fucking land. They came with land. Like, y'all, I'm telling you, you got to get off of this app and get into the real fucking world. And some of y'all need to read a book. This isn't directed to that person that said that, but I'm just saying some of y'all need to read a book. And if you don't want to read the book, get the damn book. If a queen married a man, he is not a king, but a king. What? If a queen married a man, he is not a king, but a king can make you a queen. You about to get blocked. I don't even feel like having these dumbass conversations with people that ain't a king or a queen, ain't got a kingdom, don't know anybody to marry. We ain't even having them dumbass conversations. We not having them dumbass conversations. We not. First of all, why the Bible says, why gain the whole and lose your soul? What? What does that mean? First it said, why gain the, I don't even know what that means. You blocked too. I ain't even trying. Listen, I was talking to a friend of mine, and honey, they block. I told her she be having lives, and I said, I don't know how you do it, because if those same jokers come into my blog, my lives, they getting blocked. Don't come quoting the damn Bible to me. Please don't come quoting the Bible to me, because everybody know that I feel like the Bible has held black women in particular down more so than anybody else. And anytime you walk into a black church right now, all you see is a whole bunch of single women praying to Jesus that he sent her a man, when her ass need to be getting out there, getting in her damn self. So, you don't even come in here with that. And listen, I grew up Pentecostal holiness, one of the most conservative Christian methodologies of Christianity. So don't come in here preaching to me. I grew up with the skirts down to my leg, couldn't talk to it. You might as well just scroll on past and go watch one of them motherfuckers eating a rose and cowboying, because this is not the life for you. I can tell you that right now. Do not come in here with that, because I think that women need to get it out the mud, or however the young folks say it. I think women need to do exactly like they used to do. Come to the marriage with resources. Come to the marriage with resources, because when you show up with resources, you have a different voice when you show up with resources. And historically, women have showed up with resources. It's only a modern day phenomenon where women showed up and didn't have a voice. That is modern day, okay? That is not something that historically has happened. Hell, when they were marrying off their daughters came with shit. They came with goddamn goats and cows and lands and all kinds of shit. Stop fucking playing with me. Y'all better scroll and watch them, the AI motherfuckers, because I am not the one. Even their Bible said Eve was made to help. Baby, don't get me started on Lilith, the first woman that they kicked out. Because I tell everybody, I'm living Lilith, not Eve. So I'm not the helpmate. I'm the equal. I would have been kicked out of the Garden of Eden. 100%. The Bible would have been a totally different book had they kept the first woman in there. We wouldn't be where we are now. Trust and believe. Okay? So, just come on now. At some point in time, we got to realize that Bible is a euphemism for stories. And we got to decide how we're going to view those stories. We can't take that stuff literal. We just cannot take that stuff literal at this point. And listen, if you don't like it and you don't agree, my advice is to scroll. You can press and hold and block me, because there's no way that you're going to tell me women came first, baby. Lilith. Women came first. Biologically speaking, we already know that men are just genetic mutations of women. We already know this. Men are genetic mutations of women. That's why all babies start off as girls or female or whatever word you want to use. We already know this. So the fact that the Bible says that Eve was made from Adam's rib, modern day science, read a book, lets us know that is a lie. That is a lie. Adam actually came from Eve. And if we really want to get deep, when was the last time a man created anything? When was the last time a man birthed anything? God has to be a woman, because how else did all of this come into existence? You think a man birthed it? Come on now. At some point in time, we're going to have to use some critical thinking skills here. At some point in time, we got to use some critical thinking. Churches hold on, I done missed some stuff. Am I okay? You talking to me, Sarah? I don't know. Let me see. We're going to block you too. No, maybe she's not talking to me. Churches kept women small, single, and sad. Girl, 100%. Is that how you block people? I learned something every time you come to your live. Also, it's pretty. I haven't seen a great male interior decorator. Oh, girl, the universe is something beautiful. You know a man couldn't have created it. You know a man could not have created it, because it is too beautiful. But at the end of the day, At the end of the day, you think a man could have created this? You so angry with men. I'm going to block them before I start talking trash about them. I'm not angry with men. I love men. I just surround myself with men that got good sense. That's all. I surround myself with men that have critical thinking skills. I surround myself with men that understand that there's a yin and a yang, a feminine and a masculine, and how that thing goes together. Those are the men that I surround myself with. And we have a good time. We have a good time. And I tell everybody, I'm having some of the best that I ever had in my 50s right now. Okay? Some of the best. And I can't get that on my own. So, and the one I got giving it to me, oh my God, I didn't even know that. Listen, that thing had to be designed by a woman. Okay? Because it is amazing. So ain't nobody gonna come up in here and tell me I don't like men. I love them. I love them. And I have had some fun with them. Let me tell you something. Girl, had some fun having fun with them. That little genetic mutation, okay? God knew what she was doing when she did that. She said, let me add a little sprinkle to it. Sprinkle for real, okay? Oh, we needed a little genetic diversity. Men were created for, just to add a little bit of different genetics to us, She did a good job with that. The one thing got right was creating them. Now, she let them run amok after she got them here. Now, she should have, honey, Cassandra, I'm telling you that men are a genetic mutation. That's why all babies start off as women. We all, like at this point, we know this to be a scientific fact. We know this to be a scientific fact. Men were never supposed to have access to, I'm not going to say men, I'll say the male species was never supposed to have access to women the way that modern day men do. There's a girl on here that does videos that she shows some kangaroos fighting over a woman. She showed male birds peacocking, because the peacock is actually a male. And so the men had to literally show, the male species literally has to show their genetic ability, you see what I'm saying, to find a mate, because that's really all they bring to the table. In nature, we taking patriarchy, capitalism, socialism, puritanism, misogyny. We're taking all of that out. We're just going back to us as humans. Men are the ones that are supposed to show their genetics, their strength, their whatever that they bring to the table to want to make us want to do it with them. That's how it's supposed to be in nature. So in nature, men are the one that has to show up beautiful, peacocking, so that they get chosen, because they're the one that want it more than we do. So all these people that get on here and start talking to me about some foolishness, clickbait from TikTok, baby, I am not the one. I am not the one. Women aren't natural today. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. A peacock is a male. The male is the one that shows up with all of that. It's a male peacock. They have to prove themselves fit to be our mate 100%. And I promise you, if more women viewed reproducing and procreating and having intercourse with men that prove themselves worthy of it, society would change. Society would change. I promise you that. Women aren't organic material. Exactly. I don't know what they're talking about. Women not natural. We found our uncle with the chair. Uncle, what? We found. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means, and it's totally irrelevant to what we're talking about. When men say this, it's called misogyny. When men say what is called misogyny? When men say what is called misogyny? Y'all got to put some more words in here, because none of these sentences are making sense to me. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I'm behind. Oh, dude in Alabama with the chair is apparently arrested. He should have been arrested. And Oh, he clocked several people in the head with chairs. I'm just saying. Okay, he got arrested, but that's totally irrelevant to. Y'all better get the fuck out of here and go in your room while I'm on this live.
You talk about Montgomery?
Yeah. Y'all, my children, my son and his friend in here in the background talking. So I'm not saying he shouldn't have been. That's what they're saying. Oh, okay, I got you. No, he went WWE. Listen, I'm not talking about that because it ain't nothing to say about that whole thing in Montgomery. I think everybody has said anything that I need to say. Between the memes and the think pieces, people have already said everything that needs to be said about that. I have no words. There's certain things that I don't comment on because I have absolutely nothing to add to the conversation. And that is one of the things. It's not that I don't have thoughts on it. It's just that what I'm thinking does not add to the conversation at all. It has all already been said. I don't have any expertise in it, and I don't need to talk about it. It's not what my platform is about. My platform is all about women's empowerment. So I'm going to talk about the things that are related directly to women living their best life. That's all I talk about here. That is all I talk about. Women living their best life and what we need to do in order to do you feel like dating gets better with age? I'm going to say this. I think that you have a better foundation as you age. And so dating actually gets worse because you have a different frame of reference for the purpose of men. And so when you understand what men exist for and how men should show up, then you realize, like I was saying, men should be proven to women that they are worthy of being in a relationship with. And if more younger women understood that women need to prove to you that they are worthy of being with you, that they are worthy of procreating with you, then we wouldn't have a lot of the issues that we have. But right now, when they talk about sassy boys and sassy this and sassy that, that's what they're referring to. It doesn't have anything to do with sexuality. It's the fact that men have lost their way. They don't understand what their purpose is. They are the ones that have lost their way. Women are in their defined femininity. That femininity and that women that are in alignment with their divine femininity is a threat to society because we understand how men should show up. You know what I'm saying? We understand that men should prove their worth. We understand that they are a genetic mutation. We understand their mentality. And so when you get older, if you start looking around at the man you married and realize that, either you made a really good choice or you made a horrible one. And for a lot of women, all of a sudden it becomes clear that they made a horrible choice. Not that he's a horrible man, just that they didn't make a good choice because they didn't have the information that they needed to make a better choice. So when you get older, you either meet men that are amazing or you meet men that are trash because there's very few that are in the middle. And so most of the men that I have met have been amazing men, but they don't understand their purpose in the world. Now, I'm going to say this. There are a whole bunch of women that they don't understand their positioning either. They have unrealistic expectations because if a man got to prove that he is worthy to be with you, you have to understand your worth. And a lot of women have an inflated sense of self-worth. So they expecting some kind of knight or prince charming or king or whatever to show up, and they some peasants. So I'm just saying. Now I got smoke for everybody. So if you popping in here thinking that I'm only going to talk about men, this is not the place. Because I got smoke for everybody. I understand my positioning. You know what I'm saying? I understand my position. I understand what a man needs to do in order to get with a woman like me. And that shit changes. You know what I'm saying? I live in a small town. It's only 4,000 people here. I'm at the top of the food chain here. If I move to Los Angeles, all of a sudden, I'm at the bottom of the food chain. I'm fat, over 50, overweight, black. I mean, I'm just saying. So you have to understand your positioning in relation to where you are in society, where you live geographically. Like, you got to put all of that stuff together and then understand what a man needs to do in order to be with a woman like you. So a lot of women don't take that into consideration. I think they say like a Miami 10 is a New York 5 or something crazy like that. Because, you know what I'm saying, when you move around, things change. So you're going to have to, like, a lot of women are not realistic about how they are. So I'm very clear. I'm very clear about me, who I am, my position in the world, and what I need in a man. And so I don't have any issues finding that. And when people be like, oh, you just dropped your standards, baby, I looked around and read the room. I said, okay, I live in a small town. It ain't no Fortune 500 CEOs here, because it ain't no Fortune 500 companies here. But what we do have is a lot of factory workers. So is there a way for me to navigate being with a factory worker and still have a good life if I want a man? That's what happened. So a lot of y'all still be living in some damn la-la land. And then some of y'all don't recognize scammers when you see it. Some of y'all don't recognize men that don't like you when you see it. So dating gets better if you get smarter. It's not bad. It is not bad. I can't say it's bad. It's only bad if you have unrealistic expectations about who you are, your positioning, and what you want in a man. That's the only time it gets bad. Because I promise you, when I meet a man, I know immediately whether or not I need to pursue anything with him. Whether or not we need to have a conversation. And it is 100% based on what I think, not what he does. 100% based off of what I think, not what he does. And too many of y'all, I did a whole TikTok on this. Y'all think interest is pursuit. Interest just means he thinks you're pretty. Pursuit means he wants you. There's a whole difference between the two things, and some of y'all don't know the difference. A man thinking you're pretty, a man thinking that you're interesting, is not a man that pursues you and wants to be with you. Okay? And so the problem is, a lot of y'all don't know the difference. If a man isn't pursuing me, literally pursuing me, I don't talk to him. This whole he didn't text me back. Oh, well, you didn't text me back. Baby, you might be blocked about time you think about texting me. We going 24, 48 hours and you ain't calling me, baby. Verizon is going to let you know. Don't call her again because, baby, you blocked. Then when you block them through Verizon, they get a damn message that says your call not going through. And when you try to text, that shit keeps spinning and say not delivered. So y'all sitting around talking about, oh, it's been 48 hours. He just now texted me, baby. I would never know. I would never know because you blocked. You blocked. If you're not actively pursuing me, I don't talk to him. That's it. I don't have no issue. I only talk to men that pursue me. And I talk to a lot of men because that's the only way that you're going to find one to actually pursue you. Y'all don't talk to enough men. That's the other problem. And then if you're talking to a man of a certain caliber and you talk to a whole bunch of them and they don't pursue you, baby, you in the wrong lane. You are definitely in the wrong lane. Either you're talking to too many men that are beneath you and they are intimidated, or you're talking to too many men above you and you're not what they're looking for. I'm just saying. So I don't have an issue. Better have a plethora, honey. That was an understatement when I was out. I talked to all men. I ain't even gonna lie. I talked to them all. I had to figure out what I like. I tell everybody I've dated the CEO all the way down to the forklift driver. And I can tell you the CEOs got on my damn nerves and the forklift drivers were too insecure. So I have to do somewhere in the middle. They cannot be the absolute bottom because men are insecure at their core. They're insecure because at their core, men know that they are supposed to be peacocking and pursuing you. At their core, they know that. And so when they meet a woman that is out of their league, they know that there's not enough peacocking in the world to get you or to hold you. Because there's going to be another man that shows up. And y'all, this is just nature, so don't even be mad at me for saying it. That's going to have a bigger plume, more colorful feathers. They rolling that neck even better. Okay? And that's going to be the man that you're interested in. Because that is biology. That is biology. And men understand that. That's why they try to bring you down to where they are. That's why they try to bring you down. Because at their core, they know that they don't have enough to rise up to where you are. So they just try to bring you down to where they are, so they don't have to worry about the competition. At the core, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have that conversation because we have all of these other conversations around how we are in nature. Men are to pursue you. Men are to show you why they are worthy. And if they're not doing that, you don't need to be with them. They trying to make you prove why you worthy. Honey, you might as well go get a woman. I'm so evil to the ones that try to drag me down. Girl, I don't even talk to them. I told one dude, he talking about, what do you bring to the table? I told him, I said, baby, you ain't got the credentials to ask me anything about bringing anything to a table. I own the building. And you talking to me about a table. You don't have the credentials. We are not on the same level. We're not on the same level. We're not in the same lane. So you just need to go ahead and go talk to somebody that, you know, got a plate. Yes, my ex used to say your little business. I said, you mean big? That's right, baby. That's right. Tax bracket insecurities. You know, I'm quick to say people talk about stuff out of their tax bracket. They talk about love that is not in their tax bracket. When I see these little pookies talking about Sierra, who is pregnant again, by Russell Wilson, I be like, baby, y'all not in the same tax bracket. So why are you even having a conversation about a rich man when you barely making that payment on that used Honda that you got at the Cash and Go lot or whatever? What is it? Pay here, pay now, drive later. I don't even know what them little lots are called. You know what I'm saying? Good credit, bad credit, no credit. You know, that's where they get in their car and they talk pay here, buy here. That's what it's called. Okay, that's where they get in their car and they're talking about what Russell Wilson doing. Sir, I'm gonna need you to worry about the projects. That's what I'm gonna need you to worry about. Because those are the women that are on your level. You need to worry about women that ain't got a car. Okay? Those are the ones that you need to go peacock for. The ones that ain't got a car. You need to show up with that raggedy ass car to a woman that ain't got a car. Because other than that, who are you talking to and what are you talking about? You have no idea what you are referring to. Okay? I'm just saying. That is, somebody said, Simply Ebony said they hold Future over her head because she moved past what she should do. The problem is, listen, I'm going back to the peacocking thing. Most men know they ain't got no big plumes. They ain't got nothing, okay? And Russell Wilson got it all. He showed up and shut the whole party down, okay? He showed up. Drinks on him, okay? Everybody in the club, drinks on him. He shut the whole party down. And so all of these men relate to Future because they understand they ain't got no big plumes. They ain't got no feathers. That little peacock thing show up and it's like a little church fan, okay? That's it. Russell showed up like, plow. Shut the whole thing down. So they are identifying with what happens, okay, when somebody shows up. Somebody said, Teresa, stop. Baby, this is what happened. These men identify with Future because they understand that they are a Pookie too. That they understand that in comparison to a Russell Wilson, they fall short. That's all it is. So they are in relation to, because you talk to a woman. If you talk to a woman and you talk to us about a Future versus a Russell, women are like, why are we even having this conversation? But if you talk to a man, okay? If you talk to a man, And they take Future side. You already know he a Pookie. He ain't got nothing. It's all bravado. Because if you pull back the curtain, it's like the Wizard of damn Oz. What? This it. Because, baby, how much was Future paying to Sierra in child support? Russell Wilson said, we don't even want these pennies. Russell Wilson said, we don't even want these pennies, and put them in a whole separate account for the children. Okay? Russell Wilson started damn accounts for some of Future other children. Okay? What? Pookies are having that conversation. Women are not. Okay? Women are not having no conversation about that. Because we already know. In comparison. Okay? We know who got the big plumes. And it ain't Future. Okay? Aries says, Liza, she said, when I push them glasses back. Girl, when I push these glasses back, you already know. Okay? So, that's why, and listen, I see they stopped commenting. All of them started swiping. They were like, we're going to go watch old girl eat a rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Yeah. They got the hell up out of here because they already know. Because I promise you, okay? I promise you, whenever a man come in here, I have said this repeatedly. Whenever a man come in here and start talking trash to me, it immediately lets me know that he is not worthy. Okay? Immediately. When a man come in here and be like, you fat, I have a whole theory about that. Whenever a man calls a woman fat, it is because he does not have enough. The pipe is not long enough to actually reach the hole. Okay, the pipe is not long enough to reach the hole. Those are the only men that call women fat. If the pipe is not long enough to get past everything that exists. And so the moment a man calls me fat, I already know in my mind what his issue is. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Because men inherently understand their positioning. And rather than just accepting their positioning, they always try to bring you down to their level. So when a man be like, you too fat, I just be like, I sure am. And even if I lose weight, baby, even if I was 20 pounds, there is no way I would entertain you because you've already let me know what the problem is. Okay? Men tell on themselves. But somebody asked me about dating. Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't pay attention to the clues. And so because y'all are not paying attention to the clues, you end up fucked up thinking that it's you when he's giving you all the signals that you know to realize it's him. And that's how y'all end up with, married to men that don't like you. That's what happened. They don't like you. Because you're not on their level. Usually you're higher than them. So you are the prize, baby. You are the prize. Biology says you're a prize. God herself says that you are the prize. That is how she designed it in nature for you to be the prize. You are. They should have to work for the kitty meow meow. They should have to work for it. And if they're not willing to work for it, you don't need to waste your time with them. 100%. I met a man who tried to disguise needed help on his bill as a poly relationship. Somebody gonna fall for it. Somebody gonna fall for it. Swig says nobody wants a fat woman. We already know what his problem is. He blocked, so he can't even report me. He already blocked. Swig says nobody wants a fat woman. I know plenty of them that want a fat woman. Plenty of them in my DMs, in my phone, texting me. I had a guy that I dated damn near 20 years ago texted me and was like, you're my one regret, baby. I still love you. And I could tell you that I still love him too. Jesus. I might have to respond to his text. said it's true. We already know. Edward and Swig, they in the same boat. They listen. They in that pontoon while the rest of us on Harriet. Okay, we know what their problem is. Hell, they're not even in a pontoon. They in a rowboat. They in a little rowboat talking about this ocean too deep. You're right. You should have stayed in the lakes and the streams that you're used to, baby. That's what you should have done, because you done messed up and got way out of your comfort zone. They in a little rowboat out in the ocean talk about the water too deep. If y'all don't get, y'all better go scroll somewhere, baby. And they already blocked. So they can't report me for talking about them. Ooh, Grace, if you who said that I played the $1.5 billion girl, I'm going to play it when I get off of here. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm definitely playing the lottery. Definitely playing the lottery. Cassandra, are you new here? Are you new here? Because this is how the conversation goes just about every time, I promise you. Because I'm in here talking about women living their best life, and for some reason that just triggers people. That triggers people when I say I want women to live their best life. I want women to find the love that they deserve. I want women to get their backs blown out. Like, it just triggers people. I want them to be successful in life and have the life that they deserve. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason that triggers people so badly. I don't understand it. And then they come in here talking crazy, and then I start talking science and facts. Now, I'm going to wrap it up in a joke, but I promise you anything that I say on here, if you go look it up, it is rooted in science. It's facts. You can take it to the bank. You can take it to the bank. They don't want you to deserve it because they know that they're not capable of giving you what you need. Again, it's all about biology and science. They want you to believe that you are not worthy of something because they cannot give it to you. And so they just try to break you down to the level. They try to break you down into bite-sized pieces for them. Damn, why are so many people breaking up this summer, baby? Because I started this whole video talking about marriage was not meant for a lifetime. It was only meant for about 15, 20 years. That's all it was designed for, 15, 20 years. Anything over that, baby, is extra. It's bonus. It is bonus. My marriage lasted 22. It was time. It was time. It was time. It was time for it to be over. People were only designed, marriage was only designed to last 15, 20 years. 15, 20 years. Hey, get married early, then get divorced and do the shit again. And again and again and again. I think people should get married as many times as they like. That marriage should last as long as you would like it to last. If you want to do it 5 times, do it 5 times. But again, I didn't come to this understanding until later in life. I'm 60, so it's just until death do you part. Now, listen, if I get married again, I tell all of them, I'm not going through another divorce. I don't have it in me to go through the psychological, emotional, financial devastation that comes along with it. I'm 52, getting ready to be 53 in a few months. And so 20 more years, I'm going to be 70. Motherfucker, we in this till death do us part for real. Like, I am not doing this shit again. At 70, we just going to have separate bedrooms. And I don't care where you go and get the nookie from. Okay, but we are not going through a divorce. That's just what it's going to be. Okay, I'm just not doing. And at 70, they not out there getting a whole bunch of nookie. And if they and I pray to God that I'm smart enough not to marry some knucklehead that at 70 years old still being led by his eggplant. Like, I pray that I have enough discernment that I am not going to choose a man like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm smart enough not to choose a man like that. But I promise you, I'm not, if I ever get married again, it is, 20 more years. I did 20 with the first one. I'm going to do 20 with the next one. So my granny had a little friend. Okay, I'm going to have a little friend and a husband. Hell, I might have 2 little friends and a husband. I'm just saying. But what I'm not going to get is a divorce. Now we just gonna make that thing work some kind of way. And listen, I don't know. This is what black people do. Y'all know we don't get divorced. Yeah, the wife be on the other side of town. Stop playing with me. Y'all know how black people do. Y'all know plenty of old black people die and then the wife show up at the funeral. And y'all be like, who? Lord, I thought that they were divorced. No, honey, she's ready to cash that insurance check. Stop playing. And the girlfriend sitting around crying because she ain't going to get nothing. And the wife done kicked her out the funeral and won't even let her speak. Won't even put her name as the special friend on the obituary. Okay? Y'all know how black people do. I know black people right now, married, been married 30 years, ain't been in a relationship, ain't lived in the same house in about 20 of them years. Okay? Now he ain't stepping out. He won't have any kneecaps. Special friend always gets them. Okay? Because we know how they do. They just stay married. And I promise you I'm not. And I'm going to put her name on the obituary. Okay? I'm gonna put it on there because I'm gonna be like, baby, you can have all of that, at 70. It ain't like it's a whole lot going on. So if that's what you want, he make you happy, baby. Go ahead. I'm gonna put you. If he die, I'm gonna put you on the obituary. I do not give a shit because I am not divorcing no damn body in my 70s. Not gonna happen. My partner brought her insecurities from her last relationship into your relationship, baby. That's your problem. You should have chose better. You should have chose better. I'm missing some comments. I was young asking who is a special friend. The girlfriend. The girlfriend. What? My girl got a girlfriend. Okay. Because we don't care. He did. Okay. Okay. Got the last say with Charles and the Medea. Didn't she? Didn't she? Helen got the last say. Okay. Because she was the wife. So listen. I'm not giving nobody no divorce if I do it again. Because I'm smart enough. First off, he going to chase me like goddamn we wild animals out on the Serengeti. Okay? That's how he going to have to chase me to get me to marry him. And then he going to have to hold me down. And he going to have some of the most beautifulest feathers ever. Okay? He going to have to fight some lion, tigers, and bears to prove his strength. Okay? And bring the hides to me as fur coats. Like, I am not playing with y'all. About time he do all of that, he gonna be tired, okay? Because other than that, I'm not playing, okay? Girl, I hope I said it right, the Serengeti. I don't even know what's on the Serengeti. All I know is you gonna have to chase me down and prove your strength and prove that you are worthy at this point in my damn life. He might be out there and it might be a motherfucker willing to do it. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I ever show up on here talking about, I's married now, y'all gonna know exactly what happened. Y'all gonna know that joker ran me down, tired me out, and damn near forced me to the damn altar, okay? I'm trying to tell you, because other than that, it ain't going to happen. I promise you. See, this is what happens with older women, okay? This is what happens with older women. You understand how the process works. And so for men, it's just easier to dip down to somebody that doesn't understand how the process works and don't have to put in as much work and just get somebody that they're not really as connected to, but it's easier to be with. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because if a man is attracted to me, he's going to have to put in the work in order to get me. Now, there are a lot of benefits to having a woman like me, and he's going to have to put in the work to get it. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men just don't want to do that, and that's fine. It is fine. And I'm going to be honest, it took me a while because I was married for 22 years. I was married for 20 years. It took me a while to understand how to date in modern day times. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day when I dated, that's what a man had to do. He had to show me that he was worthy of being married. And then I was married for 20 years and times changed. And then I was like, I don't understand these modern men. And then after I dated a few of them, I said, oh, let me go back to my core. Let me go back to my core. Either you show up pursuing me, showing me that you are worthy, or we not going to talk. As soon as I changed my mindset and that became my mantra, like either you showing up pursuing me, all of these mixed signals, if the signals are mixed, the call is blocked. That's it. If the signals are mixed, your call is blocked. You're going to have to like send a pigeon to find me because baby, I'm not going back and forth with you. That's it. Modern men want traditional women. Who said that? Who said that? That's some TikTok stuff. That's some TikTok dudes with podcasts yelling, okay? Because in the real world, that is not what happens. In the real world, men know what they're supposed to do. In the real world, men know what they're supposed to do. People in this digital era with podcasts, they're the only ones confused, and they confusing y'all because y'all listening to them. I don't listen to those men. When I talk to a man and they be like, Kevin Samuels, blocked. If I ask a dude who's Kevin Samuels and they be like, who? I don't know who that is. Oh, baby, let's talk. What's that other dude? He's a white dude that a lot of white men follow. I can't even think of him. That would be my barometer. I would say, do you know who this is? If they said yes, I'm gonna be honest with you. The whole Chris Rock, Will Smith situation, everything I needed to know based off of where a man's set in that position. Okay, Andrew Tate, that's him. Everything I needed to know. Everything. Ben Shapiro is another one. Will Smith and Chris Rock, everything I needed to know based off of man's positioning. Because if they chose Chris Rock had a history of denigrating black women. Had a history of denigrating black women. So regardless of how you felt about Will Smith, at the end of the day, he stood up for a black woman. That's all I needed to know. He stood up for a black woman to somebody that has spent their whole life making jokes about us. I don't give a damn if Will Smith never had a good movie, couldn't act, was a clown, a simp, or everything else. Everything I need to know when I talk to a man. Russell, and listen, when I was on them apps, I would say Chris or Will, Future or Russell. Those were the only questions I needed to ask to tell me everything I needed to know. And if it was a 2 for 2, you said Chris and Future, baby, unmatched. I don't even need to provide no explanation. We are not compatible. We are not compatible. Okay? At the end of the day, he committed a crime. Okay, I didn't say that he didn't commit a crime. I'm just saying I would have bailed him out after he committed that crime. I'm not condoning violence, but I damn sure understand it. So, I'm okay. Y'all say what y'all want to say. I ain't gonna get into white supremacy and all the crimes that they've been committing, but nobody ever want to show up on here and talk about, but they committed a crime. No shit. Just like down in Montgomery, ain't nothing to say. They committed crimes. All of them committed assaults, and I was here for every single one of them. I'm just saying, y'all talking to the wrong one. Y'all talking to the wrong one. Y'all come in here and be talking that acceptable society talk, and I be coming in here talking about what happens in the real world. So, I'm just saying, don't condone it. But hey, I might, let me not say that because I don't want to get kicked off of TikTok and banned for a week. I'm just saying, I could think of a few situations that, even at 53, you might not want to test me. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I got to get off of here. I got a whole lot. Will made a damn fool of himself. Let me go ahead and block Charles because we already know that Charles would never stand up for his woman. We already know it. And I'm not going to be with a man that's not going to, let me not say that. The man that I'm with, the taste, out of somebody's mouth. Okay, they don't ever they need to get all of their food from a straw, because they not the man that I'm with. They need to just all of that taste right out of their mouth for me. If he not willing to do that for me, I don't need to be with him. Okay, so I don't give a damn. So if you're not willing to taste, okay, right on out, then I don't want to be with you. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Y'all can say whatever the hell y'all want to say. And a man getting in here talking about he not gonna the taste out of somebody's mouth. I don't need to be with you, sir. I don't need to be with you. Because I promise you, I'm gonna show up for you. So they don't like Jada is what the problem is. So and if you don't like Jada, like it's something wrong with you, because she ain't done nothing to nobody. You don't like black women if you don't like Jada. That's just what it boils down to, because she minds her damn business. She don't talk about nobody and she don't bother nobody. So if you don't like her, you just generally speaking don't like black women. Tells me everything I need to know. And you mad at him for standing up for her, his wife. You mad at him for standing up for his wife. And then you get on here like that's a flex. You get on here like that's a flex. Like you denigrating a man for standing up for his wife. Because at the end of the day, that's what he did. He stood up for his wife. And he gave somebody something that they had coming for decades, as somebody said. Okay? So if you come in here talking about he embarrassed himself, we already know. Remember what I said? They got to show that they are strong enough. Okay? They got to show up showing that they are strong enough, that they are worthy of being with you. Because of situations like this, you want to be with a man that's going to show up for you when you are not able to. And when a man come in here talking about what he won't do or what somebody else shouldn't have done, we already know what the issue is. He is projecting his own insecurities into a situation because he knows that he would not have done it because he is incapable of doing it. He does not have the strength. He does not have the courage. He does not have the fortitude. He does not have the backbone. Every time on my lives, I tell y'all this all the time. When they pop in here talking, it lets you know everything that you need to know about them. But some of y'all will still entertain the conversation. And y'all see what happens with me. Block. Hell, half the time I'm not even asking for clarification. Block. Don't even care what your explanation is. Blocked. Go watch somebody do some AI. Okay? Don't even care. But a lot of y'all would have conversations with them. A lot of y'all would entertain them. A lot of y'all would go out to dinner with them. And listen to that. Just listen to it. Okay? If nothing else, if some of y'all don't get nothing from me, get that you don't have to entertain that foolishness. Recognize it when you see it. Okay? Recognize it. I don't date men that will not shut the whole damn party down for me. I don't date men that ain't gonna shut it down. That's it. But y'all entertain them. I don't even entertain them. I told you got to work for this, baby. You got to work for this. You got to believe that it is worth it. Now, you got to be worth it, too. Some of y'all ain't worth it. Some of y'all, the man going to shut the party down. And then y'all going to come back and do some foolishness. Like, so be worthy of what you making a man go through. I'm just saying. Be worthy now. Some of y'all not worthy. Listen, before I get off of here, y'all, I have an online coaching community. It's called Flourish. We do workshops twice a month. This month we're doing manifestation and love. You get workbooks. You get handouts. You get all the tools needed to live your best life. So I'm not on here just talking trash every day. I literally give you the tools to live a better life. The link is in the bio. It's $27 a month. We do bi-weekly workshops. You get workbooks, journals, and there's a Facebook group that goes along with it. So Having said all of that, y'all, I got to get off of here. I got to do some work for my real company, which is Southern Elegance Candle Company. I was supposed to be scheduling some social media posts. I ain't done nothing all day. So, but join the Flourish community if you are interested in living your best life. The link is in the bio. And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. And if you see me later on, you need to like subscribe or whatever it is, sign up so that you know when I'm going live. Because if you see me in the evening, that's when it really, really, really looks good. Yes, honey, I dyed my hair again. I like this color. Like, I think it, I think it looks good on me. In fact, I know it looks good on me because an old lady, I was at the doctor's office today, and an old lady, you know when old ladies tell you something because they ain't got no filter. An old lady was like, where you get that ponytail? I said, girl, Beauty World. She said, how much was it? $12. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it was $12. Beauty World. She said, how you get it to match your hair? I said, girl, I dye it. I dye it. Keep it all matched. Somebody said, your hair is beautiful and you always look good. Let me tell you why. Because you never know when you're going to go viral. I've had a couple of viral videos hit 500,000 and 1 million. And I said, damn it, if I go viral, I'm going to be cute. I refuse to go viral. Okay? And be looking raggedy. If 1 million people got to see me, 1 million people going to see me cute. Okay? I'm still waiting to see you in the silk press. Girl, I might. One day. Okay? I don't know. Somebody might be screen recording this right now. They're going to post it. Honey, if I go viral, they're going to be like, damn, she look good for 53. How old she say she was? Damn right. I'm going to show her every day. I'm putting my makeup on. Ain't nobody going to shame me. I don't give a damn about what people say about this damn ponytail. I'm going to have my makeup on. My hair is going to be done. And these boobs are going to be pushed up. Right up under my neck. Because I ain't showing up on here with no old lady saggy titties either. Okay? I promise. Girl, the ponytail link is in the bio too. It's in my Amazon store. All of it. Everything. And I'm getting ready to introduce a lipstick line. I'm waiting on I ordered the stuff today because I'm introducing the lipstick line. Because y'all be like, what kind of lipstick is that? So I got all the colors that I wear. Along with the glitter. So I'm getting ready to do that too because y'all ask me about that all the time. So I found the people that do my lipstick and the glitter. I found it all and I said, okay, I'm gonna make it simple for you. I'm gonna make it simple. So it's a lipstick and then it's a lip glitter. And so hopefully it'll be here by the end of the week and I'll have the lipstick up by I have the lipstick up next week. So when y'all ask, you can just go buy it. And it's going to be reasonably priced. And I'm working with my anesthetician on a skincare line. I'm working with them on a skincare line, an anti-aging. I hate to use the word anti-aging because y'all know I'm yelling I'm 53 all the time. Thank you, Jay Blake. But I want to introduce a skincare line because the thing that has made the difference when people always ask me about my skincare routine, it is because of the salicylic acids and glycolic acid that I have used since my 20s. That has made a difference. So if you start in your 30s, 40s, about time you get in your 50s, your skin is going to look amazing because you started taking care of it. And even if you're older, it will. Anyway, I'm working with a company to create actual skincare line. So the lipstick and the skincare is coming. And it's not because I need something else to do, but it's because there are not enough reasonably priced quality items out there. And I'm gonna hook y'all up. Anyway, that's coming. That's coming. You're not too late. It's never too late. It's never too late to start taking care of your skin, and it's never too late to live your best life. And a lot of what happens is you're not living your best life, and it manifests itself through your appearance, because the moment you release a lot of the stress and strife that's in your life, and sometimes that stress and strife are people, the moment you release them, you start looking better. Because I tell people all the time, if you find a picture of me when I was married, I'm gonna tell you something about that, Pamela. If you find a picture of me when I was married, I looked older then than I do now. Okay, so when I dropped my ex-husband and I dropped all of the stress that came along with being married, I started looking younger. Like immediately within a matter of 30 days. Somebody said 50 is the new 20. 100% scientists have discovered that we are aging slower. We are literally aging slower. So yes, a 50-year-old now is definitely equivalent to like a 40-year-old back in the day, because we are aging slower. And the better you take care of yourself, the slower you age. It is true. So taking care of your skin, eating right, living a stress-free life will slow down the aging process. And let me say this, being fat has absolutely nothing to do with it either, okay? So don't let people make you feel like being fat is unhealthy. One of the things that I talk about is the fat paradox. Google it. It's called the fat paradox. Fat people live longer than skinny people. So the extra weight that you carry is actually healthier for you than being on the weight that they recommend or underweight. But they call it a fat paradox. There is no fat paradox. They just want you to believe that being healthier is having extra weight on you is unhealthy, because they want to sell you diet products. That's it. They want you to be on weight loss products. They want you to lose weight. It's society, okay? But scientifically speaking, okay? Scientifically speaking, people that are overweight by society standards live longer. They live longer. And if they get sick, if they get chronically ill, they survive because they have enough fat to keep them alive. It's called the fat paradox. It's the fat paradox. The BMI wasn't created for any human. Let's be clear about that. It's especially egregious to black women, but the BMI was not created for any human. It is not based on anything that anybody should ever listen to. Somebody said, as a nurse, is absolutely true. I'm telling y'all, when I get on here and I start telling y'all stuff, I'm not making it up. That's one reason I don't mind being fat in my 50s. Because I know that if I got a chronic health condition, baby, I'm going to live. I'm going to live. Them skinny chicks, they going to be dead. But my fat ass, I'm going to make it through. I'm going to come out on the other side. I'm just saying. Oh, really? Beamy Doc? Well, honey, they always tell me to lose weight. And I just be looking at them like, have you ever heard of the fat paradox? Fat people survive chronic illness way longer than skinnier people. And then they be looking at me like, hell, the last time I was at my doctor's office, she told me to eat some quinoa, whatever that shit is called. I said, ma'am, first off, I can't even pronounce that. And number two, you must live near a Whole Foods, and I don't. So if you can't tell me something that they sell in Walmart or Food Lion, I'm going to need you to take your privilege somewhere else. Talk about somebody that looked at me slack jaw. I said, oh yeah, because what you're telling me is all about privilege. You're not going to tell me that I need to eat some special kind of food when my great grandma lived to be 90 eating hog jowl. You not going to tell me that. You not going to tell me that when she lived to be 90 eating chitlins. Like, you not going to tell me that. My great grandmama, my grandmama, they all lived in their 80s. I got an aunt right now, 85. One of her favorite meals is pork roast and macaroni and cheese. Ma'am, you not going to tell me. You just not going to tell me that I need to go eat some kale. Like, you not going to tell me that shit. So, girl, you right. I'm still, listen, this booty get them every time. One of my former students on here talking about your shape was banging in the 20s. Honey, it's banging now. I just don't stand up. It's the same. It's a little bigger, but it is the same. I tell everybody, I don't pump no gas. I just get out the car and stand there and look cute. Young, old, daddies, granddaddies, great granddaddies, they all be showing up talking about you need your gas pump. Yes, sir, I do. I need some help. Yep. That's why I say y'all better go outside, touch some grass. Stop listening to these podcasts, bros. I love some jeans with a little elastic in it. Lift that booty right on up. Lift these girls right on up. Okay? Let me get off of here before I get my ass banned. Y'all have a good day. I got work to do.